All right, joining me now is Tom Homan, former acting ICE director, Fox Business contributor, and Heritage visiting fellow. Tom, thanks for joining me. So today, Title 42 was supposed to expire. Federal judge extended it, at least in the short term. With Donald Trump, and you were there as well, Donald Trump used Title 42 to great effect to control our border. But since Joe Biden has come in, Title 42 has still been there. But it seems like Joe Biden isn't using Title 42 at all to help secure the border. What say you?
First of all, William Lajeunesse is right on the money, as always. They haven't. From day one, they've taken Title 42. 85% of family units aren't sent back under Title 42. 0% of unaccompanied alien children are sent back under Title 42. Non-Spanish speaking single adults, many of them are not sent back under Title 42. Under the Trump administration, everybody is sent back. Title 42 actually meant something. Is it a pandemic or not? Is a variant dangerous or not? So we didn't play games. We put it in force and we used it, and it was very effective. But Sean, there's something people need to understand. Even with Title 42 in place, as the Biden administration is currently using it, we're already on track to beat last year's historic numbers by 500,000. So I would say this 1,000 times over, that the Secretary does have the option of putting Remain in Mexico program back in, like he was ordered to by the federal courts, because we sued him and we won that, but he hasn't done it. He's slow rolling it. So there are other options that this administration fails to take seriously that would give the Border Patrol some relief and secure our border.
They just won't use it, right? I mean, but here's what I want to ask you. So you have all these people who've come up from different countries in anticipation that Title 42 would be gone today, thinking they could access the country. Well, Title 42 is still in place, but they've all come up to our border. They're all going to flood in, right? They're all going to come into the country. They're not going to go back home. They're going to come in whether legally or not.
They're going to come in illegally. They won't turn themselves over to the Border Patrol because there's a chance it could be Title 42 back. What they're going to do is cross illegally, try not to get apprehended, because what the Secretary has went on record saying, being in the country illegally on its own isn't enough to ICE to find you and arrest you. Number two, he said ICE will no longer do work site enforcement operations. Number one reason people that come to the country get a job. The Secretary himself, in the middle of this crisis, has said, it's not illegal to be here illegally. ICE isn't going to be looking for you, and you can get a job because ICE can't arrest you there either. They're going to come, they're going to enter illegally, and they're going to get away like 700,000 others got away since Joe Biden became president.
So, Tom, my wife, Rachel, was down at the border last week for Fox and Friends weekend, and she said there is no security on the border. All the border agents are just processing people, picking them up, bringing them to the facilities to process them and move them throughout the country. So if these new groups of migrants come into the country and they want to come in illegally, there's no one on the border to stop them, because the Border Patrol is actually just processing folks who are coming across. No one's going to stop the illegal crossers.
On an average day, 70% of Border Patrol agents are not on the line.
Yeah.
They're processing. When big groups come in, they take more off the line. So there could be like 10% of Border Patrol agents on the line. I've talked to several Chief Patrol agents. They have told me, we have lost operational control of our southern border. Understand that. The United States of America no longer controls our operational integrity on the border. It is controlled by the criminal cartels in Mexico, and this administration handed it to them when they created this open border crisis.
They did, Tom, but I think this story is so important to tell the American people. And the only way you tell it is if you get cameras on the border. You tell the human tragedy of this story, the American cost of this story. And so when you have reporters going up to migrants at the border, you have the Border Patrol stepping in and shutting down those interviews, not letting the interview happen, saying, listen, you're now in my control. Stop the interview. Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they let the story come out? Why doesn't Border Patrol want the American people to hear the story and the plight of the migrants and how much money they gave the cartels? The human cost of the trip, why don't they want that story out there?
The Border Patrol agents wearing those uniforms want the story told, but their leadership does not. These men and women are afraid of losing their jobs if they speak up. That's why they call me. That's why they email me. That's why they leak stuff to Bill Malhusian and others down there, because you're scared to death. And you're exactly right, Sean. The American people need to know, because of this open border crisis, over 100,000 people have died from overdose deaths, number one. And number two, they've arrested 42 people on the screening database, terror screening database. There are 700,000 known gotaways based on camera tracking trafficking and drone traffic. How many of that 700,000 were on the same FBI screening database that got into this country and got away because they arrested people from 161 different countries? Many of those countries sponsored terrorism. How many of the 700,000 came here to do us harm? It's a scary thought. I've done this for 35 years. I've never been more concerned about the safety of this nation than I am right now under this current administration.
Tom, this policy of the Biden administration, it's shameful, and it allows for such evil to happen to people who make that trip. And listen, I want to thank you for joining me and telling us the facts about what's going on down there. Thank you.